So I want to hail my Australian subscriber. I talk to you all the time, and you said that Chauvin will be found guilty, and you were right. I was never, ever sure how things were going to go, but I can tell you that I believe that they were going to come to a verdict very quickly. And I thought to myself, even though I'm not sure how things are going to go, I said, the quicker the verdict, the more likely it is to be a guilty one. And I think that was the only decision. I think the thing that really put the nail in the coffin for Chauvin was that video. That video was extremely damning. And it's not about race. It's about a human being. If it was a white guy, a Hispanic guy, anybody of any color, what Chauvin did would have been totally unacceptable, in my opinion. It's not about, how old the person is, what ethnicity the person is, even what gender or anything the person is. I think, and I did say in my previous podcast that Derek Chauvin is regretting what he did while he's sitting in that courtroom. Well, he's going to regret what he did even more now. I think the other mistake that Chauvin made was that he was too much of a coward to get on the stand and explain why he did what he did. It was just so unnecessary. George Floyd was no Boy Scout. George Floyd wasn't an angel. George Floyd probably was not a good person in the eyes of many. And, I agree with that. But it was just unacceptable what he did. There was only one verdict for me personally. But like I said, I never was ever sure what was going to happen. But because the verdict was so quick, the decision was so quick, I was leaning more towards guilt as the hours ticked down. Now, I was listening to Scott Reisch yesterday. I didn't agree with anything that he said. I do think the defense did a good job of trying to create reasonable doubt. But I think in the closing arguments, I think the prosecution wiped the floor with the defense. And, you just have that video footage, which gives you that extra bit of clarity, as to what happened. And I think they made the right decision. And I don't know what sentence he's going to get, but he's going to be going away for at least a year, hopefully. And it was just so unnecessary. He didn't have to do what he did. I think he's regretting it now. 10 minutes of your life lost. One person died and the other person is going to prison. Didn't have to happen at all. But I just wanted to give you my perspective of the verdict. And like I said, I was listening to Scott Reisch, and he was really claiming that defense did a really good job. I don't think the defense did a great job. I think they did a decent job. But I think the prosecution was so much more. And like I said, that video footage, I think, is really what sealed the deal. The video footage and the fact that Chauvin was too much of a coward to take the stand and explain what he did in those minutes. Because like you said, my Australian subscriber, he definitely murdered the guy. And you are absolutely right. I just want to finish this by saying, I just want to talk about how this trial was conducted. The charges were done very quickly against Chauvin. Within a year of the murder, a trial was put on, a trial was executed. I think the trial was handled very, very well. I think it was executed very well. This is the way you do a trial, regardless of the verdict, even if the verdict had been not guilty. This is the way you do a trial, promptly, efficiently, unlike the Laurie Vallow case, which is just dragging on and on. This is how you do a trial. You get charges done quickly. You take a bit of time to prepare, but you don't take forever and ever. Amen. You get, you get the trial going within a year, and it wasn't a trial that dragged on like the O.J. Simpson case. It was a very, very, very well conducted trial, and I'm very pleased about that. And I would have been satisfied with how the trial in itself was conducted, regardless of the verdict.